Channel 6 and Strata Networks present live high school football coverage in high definition. Made possible by Ashley Regional, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, Pilot Logistics Services, and the Advisor Group.
Brian Nielsen alongside Mark Mason. Tonight we are at Uintah High as they are celebrating their homecoming 2013 by hosting Ben Lomond Scots.
Yeah, Ben Lomond was where the Utes were a few years back when they hadn't won a game. They were competitive in a couple, but they come to tonight's game, Brian, 0-7 on the road, and it's homecoming night, so it's been quite a spectacle. We've had the homecoming king and queen and the game ball brought in on a helicopter, and then a good kickoff return here at the 35. They start there, and it goes immediately outside to Tyson Colton.
Almost gets the corner there. They had a good return if you just tuned in while we were bringing this game to you. We returned it about to the 35-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for the Utes. Kunis in the shotgun formation. He's got double to the near or single to the far. He's going to hand it up to the middle to Colton again.
Gets his head down and gets back about the original line of scrimmage. You know, it was interesting when we're talking to the Ben Lomond head coach about his game plan tonight. You know, it's all the typical control the line of scrimmage, Brian, you know, limit turnovers, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, don't let Kunis get past the original line of scrimmage.
I think they watch game film and watch him how he can scramble.
Yeah, how he can get around and make things happen with his feet. And, boy, you see these corners for Ben Lomond. They are up tight. They're on a press coverage. And
yeah, maybe that was one of the things that the head coach for Ben Lomond said their secondary has to have a big game. He knew that Kunis could scramble but could also throw the ball.
Yeah, Kunis picks up the first down on a nice run. Takes a little lick right about the 50-yard line. Boy, he had a guy wide open. You saw number 15 coming across the middle, Hayden Bunderson. And Kunis, by that time, had decided to bring it down and run. But you'll see right about the 45-yard line, there's Bunderson wide open. But by that time, he'd taken it down. A wise decision. He picks up 10 yards on the play, Brian. First down of the night.
1st and 10 on the 50-yard line for Uintah.
Well, so the game plan for Ben Lomond is already breaking down, and the Utes are doing what they do. They're moving the ball.
Whoa,
and we've got a bad snap, and Kunis is going back, and he just gets down on top of it. And that's probably the best thing you can do. Sometimes you're 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You're trying to pick up the ball, and everybody's coming hot.
Yeah, you never know, if the guy's two feet behind you or 20, and he did the smart thing on getting on that ball. Even though he could have picked it up and maybe made something out of it, you don't know what's going to happen. Great job by Colton, giving him a little bit more time. So 2nd at about 25 now.
It's funny how when something bad like that happens, everything breaks down. Did you notice how all the Ben Lomond guys were coming and all the Utes were still back? So we have a false start maybe right there at the line of scrimmage.
I think
no, it's going to be an encroachment.
On the defense, they cross that line of encroachment, so they'll pick up 5 more yards.
Well, that makes it a nice manageable
15 now? Or
yeah, 2nd and 22 yards for the Utes. And you see the Utes wearing the pink. Breast cancer awareness, I guess that's what it's got to be. Or is this more of a team spirit for?
I don't know. It's usually what it's associated with, but like you said, there's been a lot of festivities this week.
Going deep, and he's wide open, and he hits him in stride. He's going to score a touchdown. He is going to do it.
Great job.
Wow, I got to tell you right now,
there.
Bunderson just got to step on his guy, and they're playing that press coverage, so if they don't contain at the line of scrimmage, which they didn't, and Bunderson had 3 steps, and Kunis hit him, this is, you see what happens. He doesn't have to break stride at all. It just drops right in the breadbasket.
Great job keeping his feet, though. He was able to keep in bounds and didn't go down.
Oh, man, well, that's the way to do it. We're looking at
65-yard reception. That's good for your stats.
3rd and 17, and why not? Let's just go to the end zone.
Seitz will set up for the PAT. Snap is down, the hold, the kick is up, and it's good. So 9-11 left in this first quarter. The score now 7-0 in favor of our hometown.
Well, look at these guys, Brian. They're here without their shirts on. You know, I got to tell you, game temperature, what is it out there? 43 degrees with the wind, so it's not warm out there. And they got their chest painted, and they're here to support the Utes, and the Utes are putting on a show. Look at these guys.
Yeah.
And they got the headdresses and the Joker hats, and wow.
They pulled out all the stops for homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming game, you know. The Utes looking to improve on their 2-4 record, but Brian, I got to tell you, they're competitive in every game.
Oh yeah. Like you said, they've had a couple of near misses on a few of those games. They've gone against some pretty tough crowds, some pretty tough teams.
Well, yeah, you look at the Park City game, 21-13. That's a game they, likely could have won. The Ogden game, a couple things bad happened in the fourth quarter, lose by 7. They put on a competitive and an exciting show. The style of play they're playing right now, where they're not afraid like that to throw a deep ball and score on a 55-yard touchdown play. This is exciting football.
Sights will set up now. The wind coming across the face there. Go ahead and kick it deep. And it's going to go all the way to the end zone. And that will be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20.
That's the best thing that can happen to you. Just let them set up on the 20, and what a leg. That was 5 yards into the end zone.
He didn't have any wind helping him out either. That was the flags on the goalposts are showing little, if any.
Well, coming
breeze
into the field a little bit, cross breezing into the field. So, well, we got some of the Ben Lomond players in pink too. They've got we decided it was the Houston Oilers colors.
The old school Oilers.
Yeah,
colors.
this is harking way back to Warren Moon days.
Yeah. 1st and 10. I was going to say Oilers, but it's the Scots. 1st and 10 for the Scots.
Yeah, we don't know if we want to do the Oilers too much. We'll get confused.
Oh, man, he keeps going. Keeps his feet. Everybody thought he was down there.
Well, you see number 54, Caleb Burchell in there. He knows his team has got him wrapped up, and he goes for the football. And that's just what you got to do. Yeah, Burchell's just ripping and ripping, trying to get to that football. They're all lined up, and here comes Burchell right there, ripping at that football, trying to create a
You're going to see this Mario Anderson on both sides. He rushes, and he's also a receiver. For the year, he's had 11 carries, 15 yards a carry. Let's see, the other thing is the reception. He also touches the ball. He's had 4 receptions on the year as well. So these, like I said, these Ben Lomond Scots are not going to go down easy. They're looking for their first win of the night, or of the season.
Well, they had a tough game against Park City last week, lost 40-0. But right now they're looking at picking up their first down of the game on that rush, right up the middle on a little draw play.
And they got it. 1st and 10 on the 31.
And they sent a bunch of people deep and spread it out a little bit, and that opened up the middle of the line. So they've got 1st and 10. Well, tonight's coverage is streaming to you live on Strata WebView at strata.tv.
Roll out to the outside, catch a guy in the flats. Gain of about 5 before he's finally knocked out of bounds. Number 15 on the reception there. DeMonte Dexter.
When you look at Dexter, he's basically their leading receiver. They don't throw a tremendous amount of times, but when he does catch it, he's averaging about 14.5 yards on the catch. We're talking about this streaming live on Strata.tv. Want to thank the Jiffy's Pawn Shop, proud sponsor of Strata WebView live stream. Watch it live at Strata.tv. Jiffy's Pawn Shop, everything guns to vacuums. We buy, sell, trade, loan, pretty much on anything.
Great job by the defense there. Containing the end and finally brought down to the line of scrimmage. A gain of nothing on the play, but great team tackling. Watch this. I think we've talked about number 42, Dylan Hanks. He's one of the lead tacklers for the Utes, but him and a slew of other Utes were the ones attributed with that tackle. Right here, swings to the outside.
Yeah, they just string that line of scrimmage out. They don't ever let them get the corner. Well, that's interesting, Brian. There's girls in jerseys down on the unit sideline. You know anything about that? We've got 3 girls in black jerseys down on the sideline.
I have no idea.
Oh, I have to find out about that. Big collision. Dylan Hanks and Hunter Connolly. And right in the mix is number 57, Visa Melee.
So that'll bring up fourth down. They're going to punt the ball away. Back to receive is Jerry Bennis. He's set up about the 35-yard line. Looking to block it, almost blocked. He's going to call for a fair catch at the 30, and he will receive it there, about the 31. So they'll take over. 6:28 left in the first quarter. Score still 7-0.
Well, you see the confidence as they're coming out on the field. The kick return is coming off. They reach out a high five to Kunis, and they're nodding their heads up and down like, yeah, we're going to score here. And you like to see that. They kind of have a swagger. And Coach Reitzel has got these guys prepared every week, and he's got a lot of enthusiasm and fire built into this program, Brian. It's a lot of fun to watch.
1st and 10. Braxton in the shotgun formation. He's got double to the near and single to the far. He's gonna fake it, go for the pass. Got a guy in the flats, number 23.
Steps back, makes the first guy miss. Well, that was kind of fun. Patrick Massey caught that in the flat, and it looks like good coverage. He takes a little juke step back and then cuts back into the middle and picks up another 2 yards after that. You see Massey coming out of that slot position. He fakes inside and rolls out. No linebacker coverage. That's who's got to take the guy in the slot position, and he just gets up there, gets an easy 8 to begin with on this drive.
Be 2nd and 2 now for the Utes. Kunis has got kind of trips in the air. They kind of come out of the wing back kind of. Hunter Connolly staying a little closer instead of being in that true trips formation. He's staying a little bit closer.
Kind of
He's
a
the lead
block
blocker
right up
that
the middle.
time, and they fake it. Kunis is getting to the outside. Oh, great open field tackle.
Well, you saw Jerry
Saved
Bettis
the
there.
day.
I don't even know if Jerry know that he had the ball because he comes back and goes, oh, he's got the ball. I got to go block. And he turns around. If he would have been out there to block.
Connolly lead blocks. He fakes it.
And look at this. If Bettis would have hit a block right there, he would have gone for a touchdown. Bettis is looking for somebody to block and just doesn't realize 15's hanging out there about 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. Another first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And Kunis is having his way out there. Well, the pink and red is growing on me. I didn't know what to think at first.
Yeah. It's kind of like they threw in their jerseys with their socks.
Yeah.
Turned them pink.
Looking, nothing there. He just decides to go for it, Brian. He's got a first down and a lot
Ends
more.
up
And a big block by Massey. Oh, Massey, and then Jerry Bettis lays another lick.
Man, Braden Lewis.
Wow.
I think it was Braden Lewis, number 20.
Here comes the replay. I didn't see who it was. Bettis and Patrick Massey is the one I thought had the blocks. But you'll see him coming right out of here. Boom! Number 23, and then Bettis has 2 big-time blocks, pick up another 10 yards. That's the time. That's when you get up and you go to the wrong huddle, wondering what just happened to you.
1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. Getting within striking distance again. He's going to give it up to number.
Oh, Colton's got it. He's got the edge, and he's got a touchdown, Brian. Man, he turned on the gas when he got to that. There was 2 defenders coming in, and they took a bad angle on him. He put the pedal to the metal, made the corner, and scored the touchdown. Tyson Colt with a nice run, and we're going to see some nice blocking from the receiver position.
He had a lot of field to work with, and he used every inch of it.
Watch this.
Just outside,
and
turns
he
it on.
Wow. When he made separation on number 21, it wasn't close. Ambrizio was trying to keep up with him, but Colton just turned on the jets and was gone. With a nice 13-0 lead here with 5 minutes left in the first period, the Utes are dominating this game.
They're going to go for 2.
Yeah,
Kunis,
this is an interesting call.
This isn't our sights formation that we're used to seeing. He's looking. Oh, no, he's got a flag.
We got a holding call. Might be a hold. And he hits number 5, Jerry Bettis, on the hands on that rollout. We have a penalty on the play, and that'll negate the 2-point conversion attempt. It was well defended, and right here is still a catchable ball. He just didn't bring it down.
Well, tonight's game, that leaves it at 13-0, but it's brought to you by CrossFit Avenue. There's family and student discounts. No matter your fitness level, if you're just starting, if you're an expert, we have the desire you can train you. Make sure you see the CrossFit on North Vernal Avenue, hence the name CrossFit Avenue.
Thank all of our sponsors, Brian. It's so nice to have them here putting these games on. Well, you look up in that crowd, Brian. I got here early to paint some of those faces, so I feel like I have a personal part in that.
Well, I'm going to say I don't know where their clothes went. They can send them up here. It's freezing. I'll put on every layer I can spare.
Yeah, we're in the booth with the windows shut and space heaters.
Still cold.
Hand warmers. Well, if you're a cameraman, you don't need a big heavy coat. That's what our cameramen are out there in T-shirts too.
They lug around those heavy cameras. It's very taxing. And
so was that what the key is?
Yeah, they do laps. I've seen them run laps. They do some wind sprints before the game.
So Sights with the big kick last time. I got to call him the Sights family, the kicking cartel, because I think every one of the Sights brothers have been the kicker. How long has it been since we've had somebody besides the Sights kicking the ball?
Not since I broadcast. It's going to field it about, almost the 1 yard line.
Yeah. In the end zone it goes. We'll call that a touchback, and that's another win from the special teams.
L&L Motor, another one's bringing you tonight's game. People who know, people who care. Become our fan or like us. L&L on Facebook. Be entered in our drawing. Go to llmotor.com for coupons and daily specials.
What if we could get L&L Motor to do the punt, pass, and kick over here?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to talk to Showalter.
Yeah, maybe we'll go talk to Gary.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, we got to do something. that was probably one of my favorite football moments this year.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Watching an underdog get out there. So here we got a big spread formation, 5 receivers, and now we've got illegal motion. It looks like. I think he ran towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he ran forward.
So you get
5 yards and replay the down.
You can go in motion, you just can't go towards the line of scrimmage.
So trips to the near side, single to the far. He's not going to send him in motion this time.
So leave him back in block. Here he comes in motion.
Try it again, and he's set.
Here comes the blitz. Dylan Hanks is broke free, and he's going to have to get rid of the ball.
Oh, it's out of bounds, or
he's out of bounds, yep.
I was going to say it was very near the
He targeted number 28.
Hanks was on his tail, though.
Yeah, that was Jose Rigo Vasquez, and he did catch it, but he lands his hip right on the out-of-bounds line. Right here, you see him going out of bounds. He went up really tall for that. Boy, that hurts when you come down on your hip like that.
Well, so we'll go with 2nd and 15 now for the Scots. Got double to the far, single back. He's going to hand it up the middle. He's got 5 yards.
Gets a good 6 yards on that carry, and then he takes a lick. Dylan Hanks and that guy's a beast. Yeah, we've talked about him. He was the 2-time Utah State High School Prep Defender of the Week. And you can see why there. He chases a guy down from behind and lays a heavy hit on him. And Connolly was also in on that tackle.
3rd and 10 now for Ben Lomond. Got double. They're kind of spreading them out a little bit.
Well, it's good to see Big Jed Rich in there. He had a little injury in one of the games at Park City, and he wasn't able to get in there. And they kind of thought when they didn't have the size and presence on the line, not there, that's when it might have cost him the game. Boy, he got really close to the first down marker.
Forward progress before he was brought down.
It looks like they might mark it right about where the sticks are. If they're not on a first down, they're only inches away. When you see the push, and it was good pass block protection by the Ben Lomond Scots. And he caught it, and I'm going to say, yeah, they did give it to him. Look at that. Okay, so first down, that gets them out of that hole they were in. 1st and 10 at the 30. Brian, we look at this, and you look at the pass attempts for the year were not that, it didn't look like they were going to come out and pass, but they sure have been doing a lot of it tonight. And there's that handoff on the action across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you have to give props to that quarterback. That last series, he was able to stay in that pocket until the very last second and then threw it out and gave him the first down.
Yeah, and that handoff goes to Damani Dexter, and he comes around the line of scrimmage. And again, it's Connolly and Dylan Hanks laying the lick on him.
2nd and 6, 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Score 13-0 in favor of the Uintah Utes.
Well, they play that 4-3, so it's a gap assignment defensive line. And a lot of time the defensive line doesn't get a lot of credit for doing, but their job is to just occupy the blockers and then let the linebackers do their work on the tackles. So you see good discipline for the line there. They fill up their assignments.
On the run, catches a guy.
Oh boy,
he's off to the races, but he's got lots of tacklers.
And here comes the the 8-ball. Brennan Ryan comes by and he wisely steps out of bounds before Brennan can put a lick on him. Boy, I'm sitting here talking about what the defensive line's doing, and all of a sudden, Brian, they're storming down the field for a 25-yard gain.
Across. You don't quite see him in your screen, but he hits him right in stride.
Boy.
And it could have been dangerous, but like I said, we had we had Connolly and Ryan down to tackle him, pushed him out of bounds, but not before he gained 30 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 30 of the Utes. Ben Lomond showing a little fire right now as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Boy, big gain. All of a sudden, Ben Lomond is threatening. Up 13-0 with 2:31 left. The Utes were in control, and now they're starting to reassert themselves. That's Tragan Daniels right in his face, and then drives him back 7 yards. Says, not today, son.
We'll see if they can have another shot at that. 2nd and 10 for the Scots. I would say stick with the passing. It seems to be working for you, the run.
Right now, I think the Utes are expecting you to run the way they've been kind of a little bit vulnerable in that secondary on these passing plays.
They're showing a pass. They're going to hand it up to number 28, right up the line of scrimmage, but he was tackled right at the line by number 54 that time.
Caleb Burchell, the senior, 240 pounds, 6'4". Tell you, he packs a punch when he comes through, and he just gets low and grabs him by the knees and takes him down.
His dad was up here in the booth before the game talking about all the scouts that have been looking at him, all the letters that he's been receiving.
At 6'4", 240, and the way he plays football right now, he could, on a junior college level, be a defensive force on the line. And then, linebacker, that's about the right size for linebacker. And he's got some speed to him.
Yep.
He could make some noise on the next level.
He's calling for it. He's out in the flats. Wow, the quarterback can
just
throw.
lobs up that ball was up there forever, but there was nobody there to cover him. Fortunately for us, Tragan Daniels is coming off the line in coverage.
This quarterback can throw off his back heel like nothing I've seen. Imbalance, that's the way he throws. But like I said, he just lobbed it up. 55 was not able to Tragan Daniels not able to find that ball. He might have intercepted it.
Well, you see it. He's scrambling to his left. He's like, I'll just chuck it up here. And he hits him right in the numbers. Boy, it's going to bring up 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. Here they are. A quick handoff up the middle. And he's still on his feet. And here comes the line. Boy, I'll tell you what, Caleb Burchell and Tragan Daniels, they came around quickly after he got his second set of win there, after he got stuffed at the original line of scrimmage.
That was Bunderson who came up and made the initial contact. Number 15 here. Oh, right there. That's a big 4th and out play there. They were, like I said, Ben Lomond getting within striking distance, but the defense for the Uintah Utes got tough and stiffened up, and they weren't able to get anything.
So the first turnover of the game happens on downs, and the Utes are in business at the 28-yard line.
Oh. Must be a... I think, what are they going to call, offsides here?
Offsides. 5 yards. Just what the Utes need.
5 yards.
A free 5 yards. This is where you might just open up and say, hey, let's see if we can hit number 15 streaking down the sideline again, see if we can clear Bunderson down this left side. He's lined up on the left side. They've got a 1st and 5, so it's essentially a free play. Got one safety deep.
That trips to the far, Connolly. Like you said, they were going for that hard snap. Kunis calling the play. They didn't get the hard snap.
They're going to get a delay of game now.
I think they called the timeout. The coach is coming out on the play. So we'll go ahead and take a timeout. 23 seconds left in this first quarter. The score 13-0. Uintah is going to take a timeout. We're going to take one also. We'll be right back after these messages. 13-0 in favor of the Uintah Utes as they host Ben Lomond for homecoming 2013.
So they got the timeout here. They're going to reload. We've got 4 receivers out, and they're in that pistol formation. Here looks design pass play, gets cleared. He's going to run it. He's got the first down and steps out of bounds after he picks up 13 yards. Whew. Well, I guess they knew something about how the
that was what they were trying to
how the game was going to go.
Yeah. Trying to
right
prevent
now.
was Kunis. Man, they got to have some pretty good defensive ends to contain that guy. He got the first down. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line.
Well, the way that offense is designed to be, it's supposed to be a quick strike, and if there's nothing open, then just run it. And the way those receivers ran, they ran a 15-yard pattern, then they both crossed in the middle, so it took all the action away from that right edge where Kunis ran. So pretty well-designed play, and then perfectly executed by the line.
Looking to pass. He's looking for Bunderson again, but this time he's covered. Kunis decides to scramble. Man, he holds that thing out there like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, it's how these quarterbacks run. They forget that they're not throwing it anymore, and they're still out there waving it like, look what I got over here.
Well, he was good enough for a first down. 1st and 10, and 8 seconds left before he went out of bounds. It looks like Hunter, Connolly, Bunderson, and Patrick Massey all from the near side. Kunis and Colton in the backfield.
Well, they got Connolly playing on that up back position, and he'll dart right through the middle of the line as a lead action. And a couple times when he's done that, it's just really worked out well. Oh, man, Bunderson with a nice catch. That's another Ute first down, Brian, to the 35-yard line of Ben Lomond.
They're pretty much doing anything they want right now. They can't
really,
go
you
wrong.
Talk about it. It's just a quick strike. You'll see him run that little, just called a peg pattern. He goes to a spot, turns around.
First down. 3 consecutive first downs every time they touch the ball. And they're just going to let this run out. So we're going to step away, too, as we rush you in this second quarter. The score 13-0 in favor of our hometown team.
Now, one of the Ben Lomond coaches emailed us and said some of the keys to the game are to keep the Uintah quarterback in the pocket. You can see in the 2 plays before that last pass to end the first half, Braxton is definitely not staying in the pocket. He is out and running, and that's what Braxton does best, honestly. And then once you sorry guys, once you try to contain him, then he's got so many more options to try to get the ball out.
1st and 10 as we start this first quarter.
Well, that's a lot better than going to a commercial break.
Yeah. We'll get Brian any day.
So now at the 35-yard line, in the shotgun position, now hard count. Hasn't worked yet tonight, but you know they're going to get him once. Kunis keeps it, and he picks up the first down. He's Colton. 10 yards deep before he even gets touched, Brian.
Yeah, Colton, a lot of people thought it was going to Colton. He actually got rocked right at the line of scrimmage because they thought he had the ball. Kunis went around the outside and came up with the first down.
Boy, the line is doing their job. You see this blocking, and they get a good 2-yard push there. And the more important thing, Jed Rich is already down second level getting blocks. Gets his first block, and then he's 2 levels deep going down to get another one.
1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. Kunis
rolling
out to the near
Nothing there,
side.
Decides to run it.
He gets to the out of bounds about the 15-yard line. I think that's one of the few times they haven't came up with a first down on the first play of the drive. So I'll bring up 2nd and about 4 now. 11:30 left as we start this second quarter. Well within striking distance now. Kunis in the shotgun formation. He's got trips to the far side, double to the near. Definitely in a passing formation. He's going for that hard snap. Nobody's moving. Looks to the near side, draws. He has a lineman.
Picks up the first down right
up
the
where
middle.
His knee. I think they're going to mark it down where his knee kind of went down, but I think it will be good enough for a first down.
Boy, you spread them out, and then you just let your line block up a big open hole. And look at Big 75 down there, looking for somebody to block. Oh, that's good stuff.
Call play. They're trying to pull all those linebackers and safeties to the side covering a receiver. And Kunis, like you said, was able to run right up the middle. First and 10 on the 14-yard line.
Hand off to Connolly.
Connolly, gain of about 4 on the play.
Well, he saw a hole and he cut straight up. That one cut and run philosophy. He had 2 blockers out on the edge, but it looked like he was going to run out of room. Boy, if he'd have just followed his blockers around, I think he might have got it. He had Dylan Hanks and number 10, Tyson Colton, out on the edge, and he should have followed those blockers around.
They cut it up just shy. 2nd and 6 now. Kunis, the hard snap. He's going to roll out to this near side. He has a guy open, Connolly, and
Connolly's
it's in
going to
for 6.
score. Wow. Well, you know, Connolly didn't want to score there because he wanted to help pad Braxton Kunis' stats and get him a throwing touchdown. And right there, Brian, they all forgot about number 1, who just waltzed into the corner completely untouched. And he starts in that up back position, and he swings out there, and it was at least 5 yards to the nearest Ben Lomond player.
Well, they're going to go for 2 now.
Well, now
probably not because they want to, but to make up for the last.
This is the old chasing points thing. You know, you missed on the other one, so now you feel obligated to go for it. But the way they've been gaining 5 yards on every snap, I don't see any harm in doing it. The only reason they didn't do it last time is
Colton there in motion.
Oh, they give it to 77 Jed Rich, who scores a touchdown and gets the extra.
I think they're going to take it away because Colton went forward. He went in motion, but they said he went on the hard snap and he went in motion towards the line of scrimmage, so they're going to take it away.
Ah, this is great. Watch this. They've got eligible number 77 catches. Oh, and he just goes up there and doesn't score. Well, it was worth getting me excited over the fact that they rewarded the big fella who does all the dirty work in the trenches.
Very often.
Yeah, look at him. He's walking off the field like, dang it. That was my chance, man.
Moment to shine. 10:24 left in the second quarter, 19-0. This game brought to you by Moon Lake Electric, in operation since 1938, owned by the people they serve. Moon Lake is a cooperative, not privately owned. And also Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum may have a new name. We are still the same great company you can rely on. For all your petroleum needs, contact Pilot Logistics.
Boy, you know, you look over there, and there's Jed Rich, and he's standing next to his coach, and his coach comes up to about mid-chest, you know, and Jed's over there trying to explain why that went wrong. Oh, well, I think we're probably pretty lucky to have made the exchange because he got hit right when he got that ball, and then he dives up. You remember back in the 80s, in 1985, Chicago going to the Super Bowl Shuffle, and their big play was William the Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah.
They'd give him the handoff, and there was no stopping a guy like that.
It took 10 guys to bring him down. Well, Seitz looking to put this one in the end zone, too. Kicking the opposite direction. We'll see if he can kick it just as far. He's got plenty of height, but this one's going to land just 5 yards short. Going to go right kind of a reverse there. It's off to the races. All he has is the kicker left. Seitz switches arms.
Does his jobs and makes him move, and they're going to be able to take him down.
Finally brought down, like you said.
Seitz,
that's his job.
Nice job. Well, I'll tell you what caused that, Brian.
Injured his leg, though.
It's the handoff.
Seitz limping off as he brought that returner on his leg.
Yeah, that's not
your
good.
bread and butter there. You don't want to.
Yeah, that's the money maker. We don't want to hurt that thing. Looks like a stinger. Let's see on the replay what happens.
He just brought it down on top of him,
and he just comes down awkward on that right ankle, and right away you can see him. You know, when they jerk up like that, you know that they've got a little injury. So on the nice reverse on the return, Ben Lomond's in business. Hands off up the middle, and I believe is that Caleb Burchell? Yeah, right up the middle, and Caleb met him hard and fast and brought him down. And a sign of sportsmanship, Burchell's there to help him up. No, that's Dylan Hanks that's helping him up. And 34 for Ben Lomond's got a little hip stinger right here.
Yeah, he's going to stay down. It's a dark and stormy night. Perfect for injuries, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Well, you know, it rained all morning. It rained in the afternoon. We're going to take a short time out to hear a word from our sponsors while they attend to the injured player.
On your way to the great outdoors, stop by Bigfoot Pro Shop on North Vernal Avenue. We've got you covered. Bigfoot Pro Shop. Just look for the giant fly in the sky.
Tired of fast food type financial planning, benefits, and insurance plans? At the Advisor Group, we have specialized teams for financial planning, retirement plans, health benefits, and insurance. That's why we're the big city firm of firms for your local and professional needs.
Amplify.
Welcome back, folks. As we got that injured player was number 34, Mario Anderson, a big player for Ben Lomond. They're going to miss him. We hope to see him back.
Looks like he got off on his own power. He's a little slow getting to the sideline. I think he's just, making sure he's okay. So he's out of the play. And right when we came back on the second down, they had to kind of design draw up the middle and nearly picked it up. So here we are on the 13-yard line of the Utes. Third and about 2, 1.5, somewhere in there. And Ben Lomond's knocking on the door, down 19-0. They've got to do something to
lead
keep
blocker, great job.
Hanks just missed him.
Woo.
That left it to the safeties.
Number 52 shooken up on the play. Caden Henderson. He got shook up. Watch this lead blocker. He's about half their side, but he's like a power punch. Look at him right in his guts. Boom.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to knock the wind
air out of him.
Yeah.
Man, he took his helmet right in his guts.
Well, they got rules against lowering and using your helmet as a battering ram. But, yeah, you get knocked right in the diaphragm like that with a guy going full speed. You're going to lay down on the ground for a minute and wonder what hit you.
Well, we've got 1st and goal now. Closest that Ben Lomond has been all night to the end zone. They might get a yard or two on this play before he's finally brought down by number 55 that time, Tragan Daniels.
Tragan Daniels stands him up, and here comes the safeties, number 1 and number 8, Connolly and Ryan, and they level him after that.
Be 2nd and goal on the 6-yard line. Score 19-0, 8 minutes. Marching at 8 minutes almost left in this first half. They got trips to the far side single. They spread this out before. Looking to pass. He's got a quick. Oh no, the ball is. I think he caught it.
Did he catch it on the rebound?
Say it was like a ping pong ball out there.
Yeah, it's a bounce off. We got to see the replay here because the intended receiver's right there, number 15.
I think it almost. He said it was 16 here, but it bounced forward. See where this ball goes.
See it. Here comes again the replay. It's really confusing.
It bounces, and then it bounces into the whole group, and then it finally goes down. Like I said, that ball was crazy.
Thing. I don't know.
3rd and goal now. They're going to the run now. Right up the middle. 15 almost gets within the 1-yard line.
Yeah, Jed Rich right there wraps him up.
So do you put points on the board, go for the field goal, or do you try to put 6?
I think if you're down 19-0, it's homecoming night, you go for it.
Like I said, a big 4th down here.
Yeah,
they're going to spot it about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, my philosophy is here, if you're down 19-0, you got to try to get 6. There's no use coming out this far to Uintah without trying to score. But
just a little running back behind
the Utes, I'll tell you what, they're fired up for this play.
21.
They know what it means.
Oh, get in. Oh, he already got it.
Man,
Woo.
Oh, boy, what a missed chance.
Watch this little guy again, number 29 in the backfield. He goes for people's stomachs right here. Oh, he tries to knock number 55. He's on their side, man.
Yeah, Daniels has got twice his size on him, and he just lowers into him and says, let's dance.
Yeah, he's not afraid of him.
Well, it's 19-6. 7:16 left in the second quarter. And they've got the kicker out on the field to try to get for the extra
PAT.
point.
Down, the kick is up, almost blocked, but it's far. It's going to be no good.
No good. Yeah, pushed it to the right. I think if he
Nearly
had
blocked.
kicked it up the middle, it would have been blocked.
Like you said, 7, now 6. Where this is a game that could come down to PATs, and nobody can.
Nobody seems to be converting. Boy, I think he might have got a piece of that the way it came off, Brian. Might have got a little hand on it. Regardless, it goes far right, and it's no good. So 19-6 with 7:14 left here in the period.
We'd like to encourage all of our listeners and our viewers to stay tuned for the halftime coverage. It's homecoming, so there's bound to be some festivities that we don't usually see. That's going to be brought to you by Jiffy Pond. It's a proud sponsor of Strata WebView live stream. You can watch or listen at strata.tv. And you can get anything you want there, from guns to vacuums. They buy and sell and anything, pretty much anything. Also, the Bigfoot Fly Shot sponsors of high school football halftime performance. Usually the Uets get out there, and the drill team and the cheerleaders both take a part. Also the marching band. So stay tuned for that halftime, brought to you by Jiffy Pond and Bigfoot Fly Shop. Well, like you said, with 7 minutes left in this second quarter, they're going to kick it deep. It's going to be fielded about the 20-yard line.
Up the middle,
Up
has
the
a
middle,
nice
he
block.
has a-
Oh, and here we go.
Almost. Finally
Get it
bent
up
over
to the
about
47-yard line, and the Utes got a big return of their own. And
Jury Bettis.
Yeah, you see Bettis catches it low, and sometimes that helps because he can look up now and see where his blockers are. And you watch this. Good blocking at the initial point of contact. That opens up the hole, and then he does the rest, gets past most of them.
Oh, man, that could have ended badly. Did you see how he got bent over backwards?
Yeah, you get tackled from behind, and you get twisted in weird positions, and sometimes your feet get stuck underneath you. But in that case, he got out of it clean. So now the Utes with great field position at the 47.
1st and 10 for the Utes. Trips to the near side, single to the far. He likes to put Bunderson out by himself. That time he's going to get
Ryan's
number 8, Ryan.
wide open for a nice 17-yard strike. And Ryan didn't have to go far to catch that ball, and the 8 ball moves the chains.
Another first down for the Utes, 35-yard line.
Boy, we talk about Kunis's accuracy. You know, early in the year he was throwing 74%. You know, he's come back down to earth a little bit on that, but still, the guy completes on such a high percentage of his passing. He's
going to draw this time. Right up the middle. He's able to keep his feet. There's a flag coming in.
Right at the end, and boy, sometimes you see it coming on the end. It usually goes against the defense.
Yes.
Because we're past the point of holding now. Looks like maybe it could have been
the block in the back, or is it going to be a face mask? What do we got? Holding
on
on the offense.
Oh, yeah, we did have a hold. I saw that. It's kind of more of a blocking in the back. Number 55 is what it looks like. Flag came in a little bit late. We were talking about Kunis' passing percentage. He's hitting 60%. He's thrown for 1,400 yards, and he gets about 15 yards a play, and he's got 11 touchdowns, 12 now with the pass to Connolly, and only versus 7 interceptions. And then he's such a dual threat because you can see what he can do with his feet. It's so hard to deal with a quarterback like that because you've always got to have one watching him, and that takes one person out of the pass coverage.
Colton staying back to give his quarterback a little more time. Only gets it off.
Oh, look at the nice cutback, and he's going to pick up 7 more yards.
Shake and bake by Jury Bettis.
Yeah, Jury Bettis. Just a nice, he's right on the sideline. He cuts it back in, and that picks up at least 7 or 8 more yards on the play.
Man, I was questioning why Braxton would get rid of that ball. He only threw it about 5 yards. Like I said, Colton stays back, gives his quarterback a little bit of time to throw. Catch Bettis there, but Bettis turns it on, gets about another 15.
Well, you see what Bettis did. It was smart play here. They're going to run up the middle and go nowhere, but Bettis wisely drifted. His initial action was in, kind of a slant in, and then he saw Kunis didn't throw the ball, so he drifted with his quarterback and showed him, hey, throw it right here. Kunis with the accuracy hits him right on the hands, then he turns up, runs upfield for a big gain. Short gain there by Tyson Colton for 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
Kunis going to keep it this time. Yeah, one guy to beat. Oh, and tripped up.
Boy, just
That guy was
got him by
already-
the left shoelace.
Braxton might have overlooked him because he was down on the ground, but he reaches out and just catches his toe,
Well,
and that's all it took.
Ambrizio Ramirez just
I think he looked better because he was on his knees and whoop, barely got his toes.
Boy, you know, Kunis is thinking next level. He doesn't even think this guy has a chance, and all of a sudden he's on his face. What just happened?
But he got the first down, so first and goal now. He's going to give it to Colton.
Oh, Colton's got a touchdown, yeah.
In. There's
He
a
scored.
late flag coming in on the play.
Let's see what the flag is, but Colton had an easy time. He wasn't even hit till he got to the 1 yard line. Looks like it's going to go against the Utes. Yeah, let's see if we can see the hold here. Oh, I don't know.
Sometimes you see jerseys. They say to keep those offense need to keep their hands in, because even if they're not holding, if they get under their shoulder pads, and it looks like the jersey's being stretched in any direction, sometimes they just interpret that as a hold.
It looks like maybe Melee got caught on that. His left hand was out around the edge of the. And that's right where the action went. Colton went right around Melee. So it might have been that. Who knows?
We're going to repeat this down, this time on the 20-yard line.
Well,
give it to Colton again. Say, you did such a good job last time.
Boy.
He's going to gain 10 on the play.
Got all. Oh, there's more dirty laundry on the field again. We got another hold against the Utes. Another 10-yard penalty.
He's calling it on number 54 is the one
Boy,
that's
yeah.
asking what's
Bert's
going
was
on.
saying,
Caleb.
I didn't hold it. You see him. He grabbed a little fistful of jersey. And then again, it's right where Colton ran, so it's right down the line of that back line judge. So that's going to bring first and 30.
Are you willing to bet if they give it to Colton again up the middle?
Why not? It's worked 2 times in a row.
What if they get another flag on the exact same play 3 times in a row?
Maybe we need to get away from that play. You know, Colton's saying, "Hey,
the 35.
I'll score from the 30 instead of the 11. Let's just do this." So first and goal from the 31. They fake it
this time. He had a little bit of time, but not enough.
Oh, nice move by Kunis.
Finally brought down.
Yeah, it pays the price when he gets licked at about the 18, 19-yard line. But
get back to the second penalty
well, you watch
line of
this
scrimmage.
little up and over move. He's doing that, holding the ball like, what would you say, like a loaf of bread?
Loaf of bread out
Watch
there.
how he whips it over the guy's head. Whoop, and then he goes past. That move picked him up another 10 yards.
It's second and goal on the 19-yard line. 4:39 left in the first half.
Well, sometimes we've seen the Utes be their own worst enemy in the red zone. It kind of reared its ugly head here, but at second and goal, they're picking up yards in a big chunk. Colton gets it
this
again.
time.
He's got a couple of beats, cuts it back in, gets back to the 10-yard line. That's going to make it third and 10.
Now, this is the original line of scrimmage. It took them 2 downs to get here, but Colton was the one that put him in originally. 77 shooken up a little bit, was able to get up on his own accord and stay in. We got double. Kunis in the shotgun with Colton in the backfield to help him out. Coach changing things up. Finally, Kunis gets his men set. Does the hard snap. Finally calls for it.
They got 5 blockers for 5 rushers.
Look into the end zone. He's a guy open.
Got it wide open. And that's Brennan Ryan. The 8-ball scores a touchdown. The second touchdown pass of the day for Braxton Kunis. And the Utes answer right back on a nifty 53-yard scoring drive.
Yeah, like I said, Braxton wide open. That was just a blown coverage by the secondary.
You know, Brian, they got it at their own 47 on the nice return, but then they had to gain an additional 20 yards. After the penalties.
Yeah.
So a 73-yard scoring drive.
Well, Sites, they're just going to go, forget about that 2-point. Let's just let Sites kick the ball an easy one.
Yeah, let's let Sites do what Sites does and get some points on the
down,
board.
It's up, and it looks like it's good. 3:53 left in this first half. The score now 26-6. We'll step away, have a word from our sponsors, and be right back.
Moon Lake Electric has been a staple in the basin for 75 years. And though many things have changed through the years, one thing stays the same: our dedication to keeping the power on and our priority of doing that safely. We now have a Facebook page, which can be accessed through our website, allowing you to receive energy tips, outage reports, personnel changes, and feedback. Moon Lake Electric thanks its members and employees for 75 years of keeping the power on.
Welcome back, folks, as we wrap up this second half. The score 26-6 in favor of Uintah, as they're making a night of their homecoming 2013.
Well, they came in from the commercial right then, and they had the song "I Like to Move It" going, Brian. And did you feel the booth up here? We were moving back and forth about good 12 inches in each direction. Felt like an earthquake up here. The Utes are going crazy down in the stands. We got a packed house tonight. You know, you look across the field, and only looks like 4 or 5 fans came out from Ben Lomond.
Yeah, they had to look it up. They're just north of Ogden.
Well,
so they had a little trip to come out this far.
Maybe we need to let the folks down at north of Ogden know that we're here on live TV on the Strata WebView. You know, that's what a production they put on. Glad to be a part of it here with VTV Channel 6 and Strata Networks. A good time for. But that's
man.
what you call a coverage.
I think the ball comes loose, and he picks it up.
And Dylan Hanks picks it up, and he scored a touchdown, Brian. Boy, wow, what a turn. I was just talking about how much time the line had gave Ben Lomond's quarterback to throw the ball, and then it gave up, and everyone got through, and the ball's on the turf. Dylan Hanks picks it up. You look at this, he's got plenty of time. That's a coverage sack right here.
I think the ball was down, no?
Well, they didn't call it, so Dylan Hanks scores a touchdown, 32-6.
Oh, there's a flag. It might have been. Oh, no, that's the ball they were calling for. I thought it was a flag. They were throwing in the ball.
38-6, and the Utes are well on their way for their season high in points. Against Green River, they scored 42, and they're just a few points away from that. We haven't even hit the break yet.
Sights calling for another man. They don't quite have their 11
They're down a guy, and you always hate to be the guy in that position. You know, Parker Stewart's saying, "Oh crap."
Coach is gonna. I'm gonna hear about this on Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna hear about that one in the game in the film study. So anyway, they line up.
Hike. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it appears to be good.
Wait. The referee back there at the post pulled his flag out. He only signaled with one hand. I wonder if that means it's only good for a half a point. He had the flag in the other hand. It's almost like he had
He was blowing his nose with his other.
Oh, yeah. It's turned into a hanky?
Yeah, that's what they use those for. Well, tonight's game is brought to you by the Advisor Group. Financial planning, benefits package, insurance, or retirement plans. We have a specialized team to help meet your needs. We are the firm of firms. Ashley Regional Medical Center provides the most technologically advanced radiology service in northeastern Utah, including the Hawkeye 5/6 nuclear medicine machine and a 64-slice CT scanner. Ashley Regional has 2 locations, Vernal and Roosevelt. Roosevelt Clinic offers full-service lab, x-rays, women's health, including OB services.
Well, Sight's going to kick off, Brian, and the only mistake the Utes have made so far tonight is letting them get a return back to the, return it back to the 19-yard line. So let's see if Sides can do his magic and just put it in the end zone. That'll save us the stress of another big kick return.
His injury doesn't seem to be affecting him at all.
No, he might have gained a yard on that kickoff, as a matter of fact.
Stretched him out a little bit more.
So at 33-6, Ben Lomond's going to line up again on the 20-yard line. Homecoming night, Brian. We
still have yet to find out why this game is being played on a Thursday instead of Friday. I've tried to talk to several people wondering. Sometimes during UEA week, the kids like to get off a little bit early to go on the hunt or get out of town, so they play these earlier games. But this week, nobody really knows why we're playing this game on a Thursday instead of a Friday. But the students don't seem to mind. They're out in droves and excited about what should be the inevitable win.
Oh,
almost
boy.
Another fumble.
Boy, it looked like it. You know, you see John Gross coming out, and it just looked like things went wrong in every way fashionable, except he held onto the ball. But here he's kind of stepping up, and just down he goes. When you see him get up a little bit slow, and sometimes after you've taken that 4th and 5th and 6th big hit of the night, it's hard to get yourself back up in a hurry.
Starts wearing on you. He's going to hand it off to his little running back there in the backfield. Man, that guy can scramble.
Boy, it's Ambrosio Ramirez, and his legs are just churning. Nope, excuse me, that's Braxton Ruther. He's a junior, and he's a little bit shooken up on the play.
Looks like they're going to call a timeout. The defense is the Utes. They call over as we get close to the 3-minute mark. We're going to remind our viewers that this is streaming live on Strata WebView at www.strata.tv, and will be rebroadcast on VTV Channel 6, Cable Channel 6, in high definition on Cable Channel 706.
Okay, I figured out that the girls that are in uniform, they're the water girls. That's a lot better than when I played. We had water boys, and they weren't that.
They weren't that attractive.
No, when they brought the water out, you kind of looked away from them while he's squirting water in your mouth,
Yeah.
But you see,
it was coming.
You see the Ben Lomond players doing some home medicine. Number 58 looked like he had a partial dislocated shoulder here, Brian, and they were popping him back into place.
Yeah, we had a water boy that when it was finally time to go in, he was still filling up the water bottles and didn't have the caps tied on him. He just takes both of them and chucks them over his shoulder at us, and they just drench everybody. I guess that's one way to get a drink.
Yeah, just bring the body temperature down. It's not so much about getting fluids in your body. Here comes the blitz. Hank's up the middle, and he's going to do the disruption. He and number 55, Tragan Daniels, in on the tackle.
That'll bring him up a 4th down. There's going to be another timeout. I guess he's going to call them both before the end of this first half.
Well, and
so
I like it.
They're going to call out a timeout. That'll be their last one, I believe.
Call the timeout, try to get the ball back with enough time to do one more score. It's homecoming night, and then maybe you can, after you've got the big lead.
You think they're going to try to do a special defense to try to get a block here because they're on the 27-yard line?
Well, you watch that, and usually they bring 4 or 5. If they just commit 8 people to it, there's no way you could stop them. You could get a block just about every time, but then you're just sacrificing the return. So depends on.
Okay. Well, I think we finally clarified why we're playing a Thursday game.
We got
we
a
have
flag on the
play.
field.
We'll let you know just after we figure out what's going on.
Yeah, so apparently, they play next Wednesday. It's UEA. So you hit on it right on the nose. UEA, they play Wednesday, so they want to have kind of a normal week's preparation where they have an extra day of rest in there. Otherwise, they'd have had a really short week.
Well, it was good of Ben Lomond to switch their schedule too. That was an illegal substitution, was why.
Brought in a guy after the huddle. And here comes the punt.
Almost
nearly
blocked. And it's very short.
Contact.
Oh, no, it's going to get very close to a defense.
Yeah, so down at the 45-yard line, Brian, boy, we just about had a block there. There was 2 or 3 Utes right in the face of the kicker. He was lucky to get any positive yardage out of that kick.
Well, sometimes when you're calling that fire to get away from the ball, even when you're trying to get away, you're running, away, and sometimes you get hit by the ball inadvertently anyways.
Well, they used to call, when as a kid, I grew up here in Utah, and they didn't used to call it UEA. I think the state educators figured out that everyone's going to break about the time of the deer hunt anyway.
Yeah,
so we might as well have a designed vacation around that.
Yeah.
They call it UEA now. Or maybe
it must be this Intermountain West that has these special holidays.
Oh, nice catch, and he throws that down, and that's going to be the first catch of the night for number 4, Brickman Williams.
Yeah, because up in Idaho they have a harvest break. They get off for 2 weeks for potato harvest. Down here they have UEA for hunt.
See that replay, and Williams catches that ball, and it looks like he has the first down, but boy, it's kind of a weak spot.
Well, they're going to
so
give it to Colton
up
to finish
anyway.
up.
Colton picks up the first down and gets up to about the 27-yard line. And they're coming in a hurry. And Brian, we got to watch the clock. We know that they've spent 2 timeouts, 2:15 left, but they're going to stop the clock while they reset the chains. And the Utes with the quick strike offense are ready to go as soon as everything's set.
1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. Kunin sets his guys. He's looking to pass. He has a guy open.
Catch,
right
a nice one.
before.
Brickman Williams for the second catch of the night. He does 2 in a row. Catches at about the 22-yard line. Looks about a 6-yard gain. Gets out of bounds, more importantly.
Yeah, 2nd and about 6.
Well, it was a nice catch by Williams. He went up and met the ball at the highest point, and then got his feet down before he got pushed out of bounds. 2nd and about 4 on the field.
Braxton in the shotgun. He's got Colton in the backfield. He's going to stay back to block. He has a guy that throws it out of bounds.
Yep.
Well, smart play there. He was definitely covered.
Well, that was Patrick Massey out on the in the pattern. We won't be able to see him on the replay, but it looks like they had good coverage.
Yeah, he was covered.
Just
It
when
was,
you come
it was
over
thrown
here,
wisely out of bounds. But 3rd and about 4 now.
That's sometimes the smartest incompletion. Just live to fight another day instead of trying to force one in there.
Bunderson, Connolly to the outside. He's going to find Connolly. Oh, did he catch it?
Yeah, he turned around and scooped it up. He sure did.
Outside shoulder.
Yeah,
he had to turn completely around the opposite direction.
Boy, that's a timing pattern. Connolly's turning, and the ball's already in the air, and you can see it's a little bit low. One of the rare misfires tonight. And Connolly gets that left hand down.
Gets his hands underneath.
Boy, I tell you what, that's an athletic play. First to sight the ball low, and then to get your body turned around and scoop it up. Nice play by Connolly, number 1.
He's giving it to Colton to try to get it in.
He bowls his way down, and he gets a touchdown. Wow. And Brian, they spent a lot of timeouts to make sure they'd have enough time to score, but they did their damage in about 37 seconds. And here we go, 39-6.
Man, he squirts right through that hole. Doesn't need a very big hole.
Boy, and if they'd have just kicked their point afters instead of trying to go for 2, right now would be the time that they would match their season high, which they did against Green River on their 2nd game.
Seitz is going to get a tired leg here. They're working him like this. Kick up.
Might have to put an IV in the young man at halftime.
Cortisone shot in his hip.
Yeah. You see Seitz come off.
We got a minute and a half left in this first half. I'd like to thank L&L Motor for bringing you tonight's game. You can like them on Facebook, and you can be entered to win the drawings, and also you can just visit their website at lnlmotor.com to look at daily specials and coupons. Sometimes they have a special that they're just running that day on a vehicle. You can get a great price. So log on daily to find those special deals.
50% off?
Oh yeah, I like those
I've used
deals.
that joke already.
Hey, no, what did American Airlines do? They were selling tickets for like $10 or something. People got on there. It would only happen for like an hour and a half. It was a glitch in their system, and they sold, I think it was like 1,000 tickets, and everyone was wondering if they were going to honor them, and I'll be darned if they did. People were flying all over the U.S. for like $10.
Brian, next time that happens, you need to make sure I'm aware of it.
I spend so much time on the internet. Yeah. You'll be the first person I contact.
That's in between framing jobs. You get on the internet real quick.
Wait a minute, guys. I got to check American Airlines, but I'll get right back to you.
A low kick, line drive. It's going to be fielded, and here comes the reverse.
It worked last time.
Yeah, it worked last time. It does not work this time.
Bunderson is on him that time.
Yeah, Bunderson and Massey sniffed that out. And he's a little bit generally getting up, but he does. Always hate to see a player slow to get up. But yeah, we got sucked in last time.
Yeah, it didn't work. Bunderson flew in there and just rolled his ankles and got him. 1st and 10 for the Scots. The 22-yard line.
1:30 left. The defensive players look to the sideline for the call. They line up. They're a little bit slow to get their feet set. Nice completion to the outside flat. It's kind of that old screen play where they just do a quick out and then the other receivers go out and try to block. You see that a lot. In this case, he might have been better served to go away from the heart of the defense because everyone was storming back into that middle. and you only had one guy to beat out on that outside edge.
Be 2nd and 6 now. Trips to the near side, single to the far. Hard snap. He's looking to his flats. Oh, and the ball as it goes forward, fortunately, for the Scots.
Goes forward, and boy, it's just the perfect play. And Mario Anderson, he's the one that had a little hip injury earlier, but he was open. There was a lot of real estate if he'd have caught that ball. But John Gross had to throw it in a hurry because he was under duress, and that's the design of that screen, is to allow somebody to get through and kind of be over aggressive. In that case, it was number 45, Parker Stewart, coming in hot. Couldn't quite get there in time, but he did disrupt the pattern, so they couldn't get the completion. Boy, Hanks on the blitz.
The ball comes loose.
The guy picked up by Mario, and he's still going.
He's trying to get a first down, and he's very close, but I think they're going to mark his knee down about a yard short. Great second effort by Mario.
Right. You see on the replay, Dylan Hanks lines up, and he comes in on that A gap, and he just shoots through right there. Just times it perfectly. Hits Gross, fumbles it, but Mario's right there to pick it up. Makes it a very interesting third down conversion. Doesn't quite happen.
They're going to call a timeout. It's 4th and about a yard. They're deciding what they want to do.
Well, they've got 32 seconds left, and they're not getting yardage in a whole bunch of hurry here. I don't think I would go for it in this case, even though you're down by a very large margin, because if you don't convert, the Utes clearly can score in 32 seconds.
Yeah.
And it'd be kind of demoralizing to take another hit on the scoreboard.
I think they've talked things over, and they're bringing in their punting team. They had their offensive team in there, but I think they brought in their punting team.
Yeah, any other time that I'm down by 34 points, I would say go for it, regardless of your field position. But in this case, don't give the Utes one more chance to score going into the break.
Yeah.
Well, the break's going to be fun. We got the Bigfoot Pro Shop high school halftime performance. That'll be fun. We know the Utes always do a good job. We've got the
drill team and their Uets. They usually cheer. I didn't know if there's going to be something special. That one's high and short. Almost midfield, about the 49-yard line is where they'll spot the ball. They'll take over 23 seconds left in this half. The score 40-6.
We'll be interesting to see what they do here. But yeah, we get the Uets out here, and what are they, 7, 8 time? I gotta get the official number. They've been state champions for so long. It's hard to keep track. They've got.
It's kind of sad when you win that many times. You're almost looking for mistakes instead of
perfection. Instead of realizing the majesty of their performance.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that girl was a little slow. Her hand went up a little bit slower.
Oh man, they're so talented and they're so precise. Robin McClellan's got that group just clicking on all cylinders, and she does it with a fresh group every year.
Oh, and takes a kneel.
They're going to take the knee and just go into the halftime. Good show of sportsmanship there by
we got
Coach
Brian,
Cody Reitzel.
I think we got Brian Baldwin down the sideline as the coach and his boys leave the field. We're going to try to catch up with Brian.
Yeah,
he's going to.
You talk about, and Reitzel's really good at this. One time he got to there really quick, and one time he took a couple of minutes. So we never really know.
He's talking to Braxton Coons right there.
Yeah, and they're
heads up.
They're pretty excited about the half of football they just played.
Yeah, like I said, well on their way to their highest score of the year. So again, halftime brought to you by Jiffy Pawn Shop and Bigfoot Pro Shop. I'd like to thank them for sponsoring this halftime show. And we'll bring it back to you after Brian. We'll go right into our halftime coverage and then bring it back up here to the booth following.
Well, Reitzel's he's got to talk to everybody on their way off the field. Now he's looking for him. We can see him on the high-definition screen. We're going to throw it down to Brian.
Hey, Brian Baldwin down on the field with Coach Cody Reitzel. It's homecoming, it's senior night, and you guys have put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, we've been talking about one of those games where we really start to just execute and do what we can do. I don't feel like we've done that yet this year. I don't think it has that much to do with the competition. It has more to do with us just executing what we do, cutting out the mental mistakes, knowing the situation, and being smart.
All right, so what's your message at the half? Be smarter. You guys tried for two-point conversions just to get the play out of the way, correct?
Yeah. I made a deal with a player, and I like to follow through on that. So and we didn't execute it.
Worried about the kicker just for a minute, but we know the kicker's okay.
Yep. Yeah, he's fine. He's doing great.
All right, I was about to ask this, but what's your message for the team at the half?
Just continue to execute. You know, we've been talking about ever since the Park City game, it's all about discipline. That's what we're all about, recommitting to discipline, and that's what it's going to be about. It doesn't matter who's on the field, but we're all about discipline. So play disciplined football for 4 quarters, and let's enjoy it.
Okay, thank you, Cody. Have a good half. All right, it's a long, extended halftime because of homecoming. You can see the band up there. We've got drill team. We've got cheerleaders. Most importantly, though, it is senior night, so you'll continue to see a lot of the seniors on the field tonight. Senior night, hey, what better than to have a 40-6 score, right?
Having a baby is one of the most important events in your life. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, we are prepared to make that experience memorable by providing a secure and pleasant environment. When you arrive at our birthplace, you will be greeted by our award-winning OB nursing staff. Their desire is to make you as comfortable as possible and to provide you with all the information you need or want. You will be placed in one of our modern birthing suites. Family members are welcome, but only with your consent. During the labor process, the nursing staff will attend to your every need and monitor your progress. Your physician will be kept up to date by the nursing staff and attend you when it's time to deliver your bundle of joy. After your delivery, you will be taken to our beautiful and relaxing post-delivery rooms. Your care will still be monitored by our staff, and you and your baby will receive constant attention. Choose Ashley Regional Medical Center for your OB care.
With more towers locally and the only true 4G LTE network in the Uintah Basin, you get more with Strata Networks. Enjoy fewer dropped calls, the basin's fastest and most reliable network, nationwide coverage, and the latest technology that keeps you connected like never before. Visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal, or call us at 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
Now here they are, the UHS cheer and drill together.
On your way to the great outdoors, stop by Bigfoot Pro Shop on North Vernal Avenue. We've got you covered. Bigfoot Pro Shop. Just look for the giant fly in the sky.
Tired of fast food type financial planning, benefits, and insurance plans? At the Advisor Group, we have specialized teams for financial planning, retirement plans, health benefits, and insurance. That's why we're the big city firm of firms for your local and professional needs.
Amplify.
BTV Channel 6 and Strata Networks present live high school football coverage in high definition. Made possible by Ashley Regional, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, Pilot Logistics Services, and the Advisor Group.
Fifth through 8th grade.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uintah Basin High School football action here on BTV Channel 6 and streaming live to you on Strata WebView. If you're just joining us, we're just starting the second half of play here at Uintah High as they host Ben Lomond for homecoming 2013. I'm Brian Nielsen alongside Mark Mason, and the score is currently 40-0 in favor of the hometown team.
Well, they didn't even bother catching this kick of sights, and all but one of them have gone in as a touchback. Well, Brian, the youth seniors, the kids out in the stands, still have their shirts off.
They gotta have some kind of is it mind over matter when you're that age, or are you just so stupid that it doesn't matter how cold it is and you'll suffer the consequences? Because I've never been brave enough to take my shirt off and when it's 40 degrees outside.
Might be a little chillier now. That was the start temperature. That was right after the sun went down.
Yeah, it's gotta be in the high 30s or low 40s at least. There's a late flag coming in from the backfield judge. He threw that flag about 25 yards. There is a block in the back on the defense. I believe they call that clipping. So that'll be good enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
Well,
again, that score 40-6.
Yeah, 40-6. We come back from the Bigfoot Pro Shop halftime performance. And the Utes did not disappoint. They had the cheerleaders out there.
Yeah, they had quite a performance. That lasted a long time and ended with the fireworks. And
yeah, it had the fireworks show. We watched the fireworks. Had to lean out the window to see it, but I kept thinking, boy, that's quite production for a halftime.
Gain of about 3 on the play that time for Ben Lomond. They had trips to the near side, single to the far. Quarterback in the shotgun formation. Hike the ball, and there's a late flag.
Going to be a dead ball flag. That's either a false start or somebody got across the line and made contact before the. So it looks like they're going against Ben Lomond.
Illegal procedure.
We'll take the 5 yards back that they gave us earlier.
Oh,
the
there's
U
the U is on fire.
Burning.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
see
you
it up there on
you
U
see
Hill.
it, what's that, 2 or 3 miles away, just burning away.
2nd and 12 now for the Scots. 11-minute mark. He's going to hand it up the middle there. I believe, was that 34 back for Mario Anderson?
Mario Anderson, yeah, he had the little hip injury. He came back in, played some strong minutes. You remember the play where the quarterback fumbled it? Gross fumbled it. Mario, boy, almost picked up the first down. Ended up having to punt it right before halftime. And that's when the Utes took a knee. Took us to the half.
3rd and 7 now. Oh, get jump on the offense that time.
Yeah, and that looks like they're pointing it against Ben Lomond.
Yeah, if the offense moves at all, the defense can move around and reset.
Oh, no, they got the encroachment.
Are
you
kidding me?
He must have jumped into that neutral zone and caused the old induced false start. And that's one of those tricky plays. I didn't see who it was on that outside edge. It was either 50, 53, 54. Jumped into that neutral zone, and that's what caused him to false start. Here comes Hanks on a blitz, and he's going to, just misses him, but it makes him scramble out.
Oh, he's hit right as he.
Oh, I thought he caught that
Connolly
ball.
that lit him up? I think Connolly did it
Connolly lit him up.
one-handed.
Ramirez looked like he was going to catch that ball, and a big strike by Connolly pushes the ball out.
He does the one-arm slam here. Kaboom!
Boy.
Put it on his head.
Man, that was a big hit. And more importantly, it made him drop that ball as he was coming down hard. 4th and 2. Like I say, I'm a big advocate now where you're down by 36, 34 points. You just go for it. It's 4-down territory. It doesn't matter where you are. You know, at this point.
Game's, I mean, it's almost unreachable from this point. They will fire across
he caught
there.
it.
Great job, and he keeps the
Makes
ball.
the first guy miss. And then coming up hot from behind is Caleb Burchell. Never gives up on the play. Oh.
Good enough for a first down, so they'll cross midfield now. Spot the ball.
Boy, you see him. He's
47.
just underneath where the linebacker should be. Catches the ball, and then DeMonte Dexter meet Caleb Burchell. A little size disparity.
Yeah.
There. Whew.
1st and 10, 47-yard line. They have double. Man in the backfield. Quarterback. Shotgun formation. He's going to hike the ball.
Plenty of time for Gross
the ball
to throw.
tipped, almost intercepted there, but the referee in the backfield broke up the play.
I tell you what, the pass protection in a couple of instances, you see how much time Gross has. He has plenty of time.
They're
only
only
making
rushing
pressure. Well, they play that 4-3, so they have the 4-down lineman.
9:42 left in this third quarter. Score 40 to 6. 2nd and 10 on the 47-yard line. Ben Lomond trying again, this time up the middle.
Boy, just nothing there. I mean, he
They
gets
have a
stuffed.
lineman shooken up on the play, but able to get up on his own accord.
Rich just shucks his blocker and then just sits down on Mario Williams. You know, why? What kind of strength does that guy have? He just pushes him out of the way and then just plops down on him.
Pretty big guy. 3rd and 10 now.
280. 6 feet.
That's a lot of beef. Double. Oh,
Throws
he's
back
got
to
pressure
pass. He's
there.
got a lot of pressure, and he gets up out of it, Brian.
Look and roll. He throws it deep. He has a guy open.
Oh, no!
85. He keeps his feet. Oh,
boy.
Bunderson saves the touchdown.
Bunderson with the shoestring tackle. Wow. Julian Gomez with the catch. And Gross running for his life here. You see the pressure gets up. And he has to step up into that pocket.
Man, how he throws on the run like this.
And he's on his back
all
heel.
Upper body strength.
Yeah.
He said Bunderson fortunately caught that one leg. Held on for dear life. 1st and goal now.
Well, when you're playing a 2-safety defense, the one thing you don't ever want to see happen is a body get behind you. Here comes a blitz.
He's going to give it up.
Going to Williams. And
middle.
There's Dylan Hanks on a big tackle. They're going to lose a couple yards on that play. Yeah, they come in, they bring all the pressure up, fill up all those gaps. And that frees Hanks up to just squirt through and catch the runner right when he's trying to make his first move. Sets him back a couple, like I said.
Anderson gets nothing. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal now on the 11-yard line. They're looking to score so that Riot drive home isn't quite so painful. Pass out to Anderson.
Williams. Boy, they're just running out of real estate. Here comes the dirty laundry on the field. That's likely going to be a hold. It is.
They'll hold against the offense, so they'll bring it back 5 more yards.
Make them replay 2nd down. Tack on 10 yards to that. Well, that's too bad for Ben Lomond.
They were very close to
their 1st and goal.
Here.
Just about to score. Shoestring tackle saves it, and now they're just going backwards. 2nd goal from about the 19.
And a pass formation. They're going to look to pass. Pressure. Comes back to the ball. Oh, no, but he finds a 42. man.
Yeah, not the 19. Second and goal from the 24. They throw
Yeah.
that little out in the flat. He catches the ball.
Dylan Hanks was all over him.
And here comes Dylan Hanks along with a sea of red. And now we've got third and goal from the 30-yard line. If we keep this up, maybe we'll get a safety before they get to the
fourth and goal from their own 10-yard line. They're taking their time coming up to the ball, but finally, 6:45 left in this third quarter. The double-double, looking to pass and make up some of these yards. He's got a blitz coming. He's got lots of pursuit. Oh, no, he's running out of real estate. Oh, there's a hold. There should be a flag.
No flag.
Man, that referee was standing right in front of that. I would have think he got long before the ball got there, but I guess we'll take it. It's on our side. So we'll go ahead and take it.
No, it looks like there is a flag on the play.
Was it farther back?
Yeah, and they're gonna march him back again, Brian. They're gonna.
Oh, you're
they're
kidding
signaling
me.
for.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness! It's just the wheels have fallen off the wagon on this drive for Ben Lomond. And I don't think
I've ever seen a third and goal from the 47-yard line.
Wow. Yeah, this I was half joking about the safety, but it's closer to that than a touchdown right now. Oh my goodness! Well, you know, actually, Ben Lomond has done some damage on these rollouts and the throws from Gross, and it looks like they're sending everybody out. He's got a little bit of time. He's got pressure now from.
Looking to pass. He's on his heels. He throws it away.
Throws it away, and wisely throws it away, or he would have lost another 5 or 6 yards. That brings up fourth and goal.
You punt on fourth and goal.
I
heard a field goal.
I said it was 4 down territory no matter where you're at. I might have to revise that statement a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever, like I said, ever heard of a punt on fourth and goal. But I guess things do happen. Fourth and goal, the 47-yard line. They will set up the punt, though.
Well, they got that. Look at the way they set that line up. I would just bring everyone up the middle and just to heck with it. Leave one guy back to watch.
They do. Oh, no, and he barely gets away. I think he kicks it out of bounds.
No, he gets a beautiful Ben Lomond roll and then rolls out of bounds about the 25-yard line.
I spot it. Yeah, he has a blown snap, but finally picks it up. 5:57 left in this third quarter.
Boy, you see him go down, and and I don't know what happened. The Utes actually stopped rushing. They thought maybe he went down like in the Union game.
Yeah.
Remember, Winterton goes down on one knee, and they call it a dead ball.
1st and 10 now for the Utes. They'll take over after that punt out of bounds on the 25-yard line. Kunis looking to pass.
He's got there's Massey on another couple of nice spin moves.
He's in the spin cycle right there.
And finally, Ambrizio Ramirez just hangs on long enough to get him down. But you'll see Massey, he'll just cut underneath. Brendan Ryan's going to run a kind of a deep pattern to clear everybody out. And there's Massey, sits down right there about 7 yards deep, spin, and then gets taken down by Ramirez.
2nd and about 2 now. Kunis in the shotgun formation. Looking to pass again. Oh, but throws behind him.
Miscommunication. Yeah, both of the receivers are going in more of a deep pattern. You had Williams and Massey going, and neither one of them looked back. And that's kind of what you would consider a hot read if there's some kind of a blitz coming. And there was, off that right edge of the defense, someone coming on a blitz. And Kunis just unloads that ball, and neither one of the players adjusted.
It'll be 3rd and 2 now. Kunis still in the shotgun formation. He's got Ryan in close to block. He gives it to Colton, who loses his feet but gains the first down. Like I said, they had Ryan in there to lead block for him.
Yeah, you send that 8-ball up the middle to clear out the path.
He just
and they do just enough. Boy, there's such a good push by the offensive line. You know, those guys never get their due for what they can accomplish out there. But they're getting a great push, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
Good enough for a first. 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Right at the 5-minute mark on this third quarter. Fakes it, but brought
Curtis
down.
is going to have a sack.
Right
and
there.
boy, if he'd have just
52.
unloaded when he had the chance, Randu Zavala with the sack gets Kunis looking. Kunis pump fakes. He had the opportunity to throw right there, and then just the line of the pocket collapses on him. And Zavala with a nice sack. That's something he can take home. Remember from this game, it's been pretty dismal to this point for Ben Lomond.
2nd and 20, or 15, excuse me. Kunis looking to the side, fires.
Williams catches it and then takes
welcome
a shot. Number 42, Alberto Garcia Lazo from Ben Lomond. Just lays a lick right here on Williams right after the catch. Williams able to hang on to the ball and gets back up.
Still 3rd and 15. No gain this time. They got trips to the far side.
A lot of throwing, and last half, the damage was the threat of run from Braxton Kunis, and don't think it can't happen
roll out
here.
to the far side, he's got Massey, catches it.
Nice catch by Massey, and then he does a little shoulder shrug and throws the Jose Rigo Vasquez from Ben Lomond out of bounds, and he keeps his feet, and that's the way to pick up a first down, Brian.
Yeah. Watch, there's a little bit of you can contact right there, and he makes the most of it. But allows Massey to go deep.
Yeah, it was
finally pushes him out of bounds.
Brennan Ryan on the contact, and sometimes that that plays to the offensive advantage. It kind of jams everything up in that middle and allows that receiver to break free, which Massey did. Beautiful play. Kunis under pressure, throws on the run.
Yeah.
It is a catch. Oh, no. Williams went up high, but then it got knocked out on his way down. Looked like it was going to be a gorgeous pass and catch right there.
Yeah, pretty close. 2nd and 10 now on the 39-yard line of Ben Lomond. We're at the 3:33 mark in this third quarter. This game brought to you by the Advisor Group. Financial planning, benefits package, insurance, or retirement plans. We have a specialized team to meet all your needs. Give them a call because they are the firm of firms. He's going to fake the...
Oh, good. Nice move by Kunis.
Ball.
Rich with a little run block right there. And Kunis is going to get the first down.
Finally, they're going to mark him.
Yeah, they're going to put him right on the marker and just about a yard past the marker. That's going to be a nice first down. Watch this block by Rich. He's right there, and he just kind of sticks his arm out and says, no, you can't get to my guy.
The quarterback going first. 1st and 10, 30 on the 28-yard line.
Make way, make way. Looks like a crowd control guy just sticking his arm out.
A little surprised that the Utes are still going with their strong offensive pass formation. I think they would settle into a run, but maybe after this next touchdown.
Kunis keeps the ball. Everyone goes.
He got about 10 yards. No, they're going to give him about 7 yards is where they'll finally spot it.
Yeah, and this is nice because he fakes that handoff. Everyone bites on the fake. Then he gets around and makes a little stiff arm. Very close. Nice run. Picks up 7 yards on the play.
So 2nd and 3 now. As Kunis sets. Got double-double. Kunis snaps. He looks to the end zone. Finds Massey.
Nice catch by Massey. He had to go up high. Bends in half when he catches it and brings it down at the 4-yard line. Wow.
Great job.
I'll tell you, that shows some courage. When you go up high and you're going across the middle, you know you're going to take a lick. But fearless Massey across the middle, and it's just a gorgeous catch. He goes up high, brings it down, then gets ripped down to the 4-yard line. And I'll tell you what, right now, the Utes poised to score here. If they get a field goal or a touchdown, it'll be a season high in points for the Utes, and they've been rolling all night long.
1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Kunis giving it to Colton right up the middle. Ping
Got his
pong
feet
ball.
driving still, and he bounces around about the 2-yard line, Brian.
Brought down after battered around like a ping pong ball. Gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd and goal on the 2. Braxton and the rest of his team waiting for Coach Reitzel to bring in that play. Looks like they're going to call
timeout. The referee pointed to himself.
I think there's a Ben Lomond's having some equipment problems. Which is, if there's ever an equipment problem, that's a referee timeout. They're not going to charge the team with that.
Well, we want to thank Ashley Regional Medical Center for bringing us tonight's game. Ashley Regional provides the most technologically advanced radiology services in northeastern Utah, including the Hawkeye 4 nuclear medicine machine and 64-slice CT scanner.
All right, so now that they get everybody's equipment figured out, Kunis in the shotgun formation has 2 receivers in kind of a wingback formation. He's going to fake it.
Roll out. There is nobody there. Brendan
Ryan. Right off his head.
Ryan looking to get his 2nd touchdown of the night, and it hits him in the shoulder pads. Kunis should have just
ran it in.
Yeah, he could have waltzed into the corner of the end zone. Beautiful design.
Almost,
and you see him roll out, and here's Ryan. And it hits him
man.
Right off the shoulder
Sometimes
pad.
you wait for that to come into your shoulder to your chest protector. It bounces like a ball. So this time maybe Kunis will keep that and bootleg it in. He's looking to the right side.
Rolls out right.
Yeah,
Nobody there, and he just decides, this time I'm going to score my own touchdown. And he does. And Kunis does right there what he's been doing all night and does it with his feet. Gorgeous play, and he
dropped a contact.
For something. Yeah, they're going to be searching for a contact lens down there.
Stuck right there, but the ball does cross the plane.
Oh, it looks like his mouth guard dropped out
that's
right
what
at
he
the
was
end.
looking for. A red mouth guard and a red end zone is kind of hard to find.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Sights will set up for the PAT. It's 5th of the night. Score currently 46, looking to make it 47. The kick's up.
Puts it up, and it looks good to me. There's the referee signal. That'll make it 47-6. And the Utes are rolling tonight, Brian. Everything's going their way. Defensively and offensively, they're controlling both sides of this football field.
Well, that's what you want to happen as you have your homecoming game. You definitely like those games to go your way. Tonight's game brought to you by Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum may have a new name, but we still have the same great company you can rely on. Contact Western Petroleum or Pilot Logistics, for all your petroleum needs.
You know who owns Pilot Logistics? A guy named Jimmy Haslam owns the Cleveland Browns. So.
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, how about that? So a company that started in Vernal gets bought out by the owner of the Cleveland Browns. I wonder if we could get him to bring one of the Browns players out to
that'd be pretty cool.
Motivational speech, teach the cheerleaders how to do 47 push-ups.
That's keeping them warm.
Some
of these are cheaters.
We got to teach them how to do plank position. Their butts are up, and they're just doing little head bobs. Here's that reverse.
They're going to fake the reverse this time. Keep it. Number 15. He's got some wheels. He's keeping those.
He's still going, and he gets himself to the 34-yard line. It's a pretty good run back. But I tell you what that reverse does, because it works so well that one time, it takes 2 or 3 defenders out of that, out of the tackling side of the field, and it opens up some lanes. And we saw the damage on the one where they got back to the 19-yard line. And this is actually a pretty decent return here.
Yeah, not bad at all. Well, with that last score, the mercy rule is intact, so now the clock will continue to march regardless of what's happening on the field. We're at the 1:30 mark. 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. Or Ben Lomond fakes.
Looks to throw and decides against it, brings it down, and does throw it away right at the last second.
Not a catchable ball. Bring up 2nd and 10. I'd like to also thank CrossFit Avenue for family and student discounts no matter your fitness level. If you have the desire, we can train you. Make sure you see the CrossFit on North Vernal Avenue, hence the name CrossFit. Man, it's getting harder and harder to wake up and work out in the mornings, being as cold and dark as it is.
Oh, those guys down there at CrossFit too. The cool thing is they'll kind of customize it to your needs, and then you got a little community to work out with. You find the same 5 or 6 guys going to the same hour every time. Kind of becomes a friendly place to go. Nice scramble by Gross. Jukes his way up for a first down and gets to the 49-yard line. And that was a nice individual effort there. A little shake and bake and gets himself a first down.
Yeah,
that was on 2nd and 10.
That'll just about wrap up this third quarter. We got Brian Baldwin down on the sideline. He's got some news for us as we start this fourth quarter. As we switch sides, they got about 14 seconds left. They may be able to get off a play.
Looks like they are going to line up and get that play off. And it's
looking to pass. They got a guy out here.
Maybe Gross needs to do some more with his feet. Boy, look at the time he's got to pass, and he's waving him to go downfield, and he launches a deep ball, and he goes up and
almost brought down. Hit the guy in the hands.
Wow, I tell you what, Gross is saying get down field, and Khalil Colas goes up, and you think he's got a catch there and just gets knocked out of his hands right when he comes down. Boy, look at the pass protection. He has a long time.
Yeah. Great job. Like I said, it's so tricky because your linemen only can hold you so long, and then they risk holding or some push in the back when you switch directions. But that'll wrap up the third quarter. I think we got Brian Baldwin down on the sideline. We'll turn it down to him. Be right back up here at the booth.
And we've got senior parents, John and Tammy Hanks, and you guys are the parents of Dylan Hanks. How many year starter, 2 or 3?
He's a 3-year starter. He came in as a freshman, and he came up into varsity his freshman year, but he really didn't play. And then as a sophomore, he started as a sophomore at middle linebacker.
Well, I remember that freshman year. The reason he came up is because he was a big guy, a big body, a good scout team player. Now, he's had a lot of experiences on this field. What are some of your favorite experiences watching from the stands?
Actually, watching from the stands, I'd have to say probably last year against homecoming, I think it was Judge, and he had 21 tackles, a couple of sacks, and two block kicks in the field goal blocks. So he did really good last year on that game. It's really exciting to go back and watch that. We go back and watch it all the time. So.
Well, it's homecoming night again, and another big performance on senior night too. He got that touchdown.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting to see the big guy pick it up and run it in for a touchdown for a change. He doesn't get to do it very often, but usually he's the one that's causing the fumbles and hitting everybody. But this go around, he was able to pick one up and run it into the end zone, so I was glad to see that.
Well, we know with the clock running now with the score 47-6, we may not see much more of him on this field. Was he on here much as a Little Leaguer?
Actually, his first game on this field was his Super Bowl when he was in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade. A lot of his players that he plays with now, Braxton Kunis, all them guys that Jed Rich that all played together. They were at the time going against each other, but it was a good game to watch, and it came down to it was like 6 to 7 or something like that in the end of the Super Bowl when he was in Little League, and they did a really good job. And I'm glad to see that they've stuck to with the family tradition that they've done for years since they started Little League.
And they're bringing the Super Bowl back in a couple days here, which is really nice because it's a way to see these guys come up through the ranks, because being a community with just one high school, you know these kids are eventually going to be putting on Uintah Red.
Oh, yeah, and you go back down and you start watching in the Little League, and you can pretty much start to tell who your big hitters are going to be, who your running backs are going to be, who's going to step up, and basically who's going to take over in the games and who's going to be the leaders. I mean, that starts at that Little League level, and for the years that I coached down there, it was really exciting to see that program come around the way it has in the last couple of years.
Well, from the time he was a freshman and I was still on the coaching staff here, he stuck out. And there's a reason we had him up here that freshman year, is because he was a special player. Now, his football career may be continuing.
Yeah, he's had some looks from the University of Utah and Utah State, Weber, most of the colleges around the state of Utah. He also has a lot of smaller colleges outside of Utah right now that are looking at him, and there are a few Division I colleges that are looking at him right now. So he's getting emails and texts every day to go to college at outside the state of Utah, but he does want to stay here and be an Aggie. So.
Well, that's good news for USU. Hey, talk about being a senior, the perks that come with it, that you start getting the recruiting letters, not more than just letters. You actually start getting people wanting to have commitments. Now, Mom, you're going to have a ceremony after the game. Are you going to be okay?
I don't know if it's going to be harder for me or harder for his dad, but I'm really excited for him. He's a good boy. We've had a lot of fun raising him, and I'm just excited to see where he goes.
Yeah, I don't know any of the players out there personally except for him and Jed and a couple of those guys, but like I said, he just sticks out. Has he always just been that special kid?
You know, ever since he was a little boy, he would be the one that knocked you down and helped you right back up and patted you on the back. He's just got the big heart, and he loves his teammates. He loves his coaches. Would do anything for his team. So I think
we lost Brian down there.
Yeah,
he only has so much battery left in his mic.
maybe we've lost him. It was fun to hear from
Charge me, but then just wants to love it. He kind of sounds a lot like Dylan. Dylan Hanks,
defensive player of the week, 2 weeks in a row. You know, you're going to get that. Now, Brian, interestingly enough, they've got Brennan Ryan taking some snaps at quarterback, and they've been talking about him. He's playing on the JV level and getting some repetitions in quarterback, and they think he might be the quarterback for next year. So they're trying to get him some snaps right here. That play didn't go well, but he's shown some flashes and some things, and they're starting to think about the future. And here on when you've got a big lead, it's good to get him out here and get some game experience up under center. Of course, they don't go up under center here in this offense. It's all a shotgun. But so Ryan now is the quarterback.
He's gonna send. Oh, he's gonna air it out. Almost intercepted.
Oh boy, and it should have been
up.
caught too, because it did come right across the hands of Jury Bettis. And Ryan just aired it out. Boy,
yeah,
it looked like
Bunderson in motion. I thought it might have been going to him, but like I said, he aired it out.
Yeah, big throw. Ends up being a 3-and-out. 4th and 15, they're going to punt away. I think that's the first punt for the night on it for Sites.
Yeah, it can't be. I'm trying to remember if we've seen him out there before. If it isn't, it's probably his second if it's not his first. Set up to receive about the 45-yard line. Oh, his knee was down, but not before he caught the ball.
A little side kick there.
He's
got the ball at the 45. He's got the 40 to 35. And that's a big run back.
And down.
That's going to be good field position for the Ben Lomond Scots. Be interesting to know why they came up with that name. Is there
the Scotties?
Yes, there's a big Scottish population up there, and
I don't know. They got bagpipes on their thing. Maybe they just have a fetish for bagpipes.
Well, we like bagpipes. Last week at the game, they had a gentleman. He calls himself a permanent RVer, a full-time RVer, guy that's traveling around in an RV. He's only home 2 months of the year from back east, and they ran into him. Somebody met him at the rec center and invited him to come down, and he played his bagpipes at the game.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe the Utes have a bagpipe fetish. So look at the throw. Gross. He's in trouble. He's going to run back into the trouble.
44. Able to bring him down.
Sometimes the skittish feet.
I don't have one number for 44.
The unnamed 44.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, and you see
bring it in the secondary or the second string.
And that's why you keep. That's why you keep playing. You just keep going until the whistle blows, because he initially missed him. And he kept active and then caught him off that blind side.
2nd and about 11 for the Scotties. Scots. Well, Mark, there's about 5 minutes left. I guess we should probably start talking about the Bluebell Corn Maze player of the game.
Well, I hate to do this. The pretty boys always get the. Now, we haven't done that much this year. We haven't gave it to the quarterbacks that much this year, but I'll tell you, Kunis. Whoa, nice play. Oh, man.
Breaks it up. Oh.
And then he's going to score. And there's another bright spot for the Scots. And then Gross, he does it with his feet. He stays active. And then in that case, he found Julian Gomez right along the edge of the sideline. But you see this, Gross has been running for his life all night long. And boy, he's got an arm.
Great job to bring it back in.
He's never able to set his feet. And the Utes kind of fell asleep in the secondary, and Gomez goes ahead and scores the second touchdown of the night. Makes the score 47-12 with 5 minutes and 8 seconds left. Well, Brian, now they got to stop the clock again.
Well, at least they ran quite a bit off. No, it picked up again. 5 minutes. They're marching again. They're going to set up for 2. They're 1.
Oh, he dropped
the ball
the ball.
came. Look at the
Ball's on the ground. Recovered by the Utes. And so that's a failed PAT. Clay Sawyer, the junior, 5'10", he falls down on top of the ball.
Now we will take a timeout as they kick the clock will stop. So we'll take a timeout too, have a word from our sponsors, be back with the conclusion of tonight's game.
Moon Lake Electric has been a staple in the basin for 75 years. And though many things have changed through the years, one thing stays the same: our dedication to keeping the power on and our priority of doing that safely. We now have a Facebook page, which can be accessed through our website, allowing you to receive energy tips, outage reports, personnel changes, and feedback. Moon Lake Electric thanks its members and employees for 75 years of keeping the power on.
Well, Brian, we're back in. 47-12. Beautiful fall evening. It's a little chilly, but, you know, I haven't played on a turf field after a rainstorm. But traction doesn't seem to be any sort of an issue out there.
I think they drained pretty well. I don't know. I wasn't able. They kind of have a little hump on the outside of this field, so driving on Mazer Highway, you couldn't really see the construction unless you came right in the stadium and observed it. But I don't know how they built that up, but it's got great drainage, however it was built.
Oh.
Oops, they forgot the ball.
Well, they were going for an onside kick. He missed the ball. The little Charlie Brown, Lucy, apparently picked up the ball and went to kick it.
Oh, man. Oh, it's funny because all of his players stopped and they turned around and looked, and he backtracks
well,
and
that's
he
gonna
kicks
be
the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be offsides on 24, 28, 54, 31, 16, and...
The funny thing is he goes back, he's like, maybe they won't notice if I hurry up and go back here and kick the ball. Oh, man, it's good stuff.
We're gonna try that one again. Well, the surprise is being hatched, and now
you guys pretend you didn't see that last play. Yeah, they bring up a few more players.
The reason he missed it, be fair, you're trying to hit the top of the ball.
Yeah, the very tip, so it bounces.
It bounces weird and gives you a chance to get it. So he just misses, so they're going to reset there. And there's that onside kick, and it goes deep, and we initially don't field it and then drop down on top of the ball.
They're gonna take over at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, it's Braden Lewis dropping on the ball. And when you're that up blocker, the last thing you want is to actually touch the ball on these kickoffs. That's not my job.
I'm here to block you, not
Give
to
it
catch
to those
the ball.
guys back there. Yeah.
1st and 10 for Uintah. They bring in some players that haven't seen a lot of playing time.
Well, we got the 8-ball coming back in as quarterback. They're going to huddle up. He gives them the play, sets them all up to the line.
He's got a double-double formation.
We got
number 44 in the backfield.
Yeah, the unnamed number 44. We might have to.
They're going to hand it to him. He's able to hold on to the ball, but not able to gain anything. Loss of 4.
Stood up right there.
That wasn't really his fault, though. There wasn't a lot of offensive line.
Well, right here you'll see on the replay, he gets hit right when he catches the football on the handoff, and that's always dangerous because that's the ones that turn into disaster. He's able to control it, but he gets driven back for a loss. Make it about 2nd and 14 to go.
Well, Mark, you mentioned for the Bluebell Corn Maze, you mentioned the quarterback, Braxton Kunis. I was going to put my 2 bits in for Patrick Massey, number 23, who's also had a big night.
Massey's had a big night.
Big plays. He's when they were looking for a big 3rd down, they had a big 3rd down and 15. He's made some big catches here in the 3rd quarter.
Patrick Massey with a beautiful night of football. On the defensive side, we've got
Colton was able to help out quite a bit on the running game.
Yeah, you got Colton, and you got Dylan Hanks always has a monster night. Caleb Burchell had a big night tonight. Yeah, there's some boys out there that what if we could tuck them into just a team effort? Just send the whole team up there.
Just give the whole team. There might not be a cornfield left if we sent the whole team.
Yeah, the way these guys are running through the Ben Lomond line, if they ran through the corn maze like that, it'd be trampled flat, that's for sure. So the quick handoff to our favorite number 44.
Not able to get any more. 3:30 left in the game. 47-12 in favor of our hometown team, the Uintah Utes. And they'll call another timeout, it looks like. In 3 minutes, he'll call his boys over. So we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. We'll be right back after word from these messages to wrap up this game.
Western Petroleum may have changed their name to Pilot Logistics, but the employees that you have always counted on locally are still the ones here now. Pilot Logistics continues to provide the Uintah Basin with cardlock services, bulk fuels, lubes, and oils, just as they did when they were Western Petroleum. Call 789-1832 for information about the services offered by Pilot Logistics. Western Petroleum would like to thank all of their valued customers for the many years of providing services here in the Uintah Basin and look forward to serving you in the future as Pilot Logistics.
Whoa.
Well, we're back, and we had a rollout by Brennan Ryan. That was 3rd down and 14, and he picks up 6 yards, but ultimately falls short. Going to have to punt for the 2nd time tonight. Going to switch the footballs here.
Yeah, Seitz has got his special kicking ball.
Yep. And the referee says, "Hey, ball boy, you got to come to me."
Yeah,
buddy.
I can't throw it that far.
It's cold.
I'm arthritic.
I'm tired. They didn't pay me enough to be here.
Gonna catch a cold. The money I would have made in tonight's game, I got to put into cold medicine. Well, let them bring up forth. We like to thank the high school administration for bringing you to tonight's game. They put us up in the booth here, give us a nice place to set up and allow us to set up a few hours early so we can get this game brought to you tonight. We also want to mention tonight's game. You can get Blu-ray copies of tonight's game at www.vtvchannel6.com, or you can call Dale and the guys down at 781-1902 to get a copy.
Well, you talk about, we're listening to Dylan Hank's parents talking about, we love to watch that game. And, win or lose, the guys like to see the plays. We always talk about they know exactly when they made their play. And
I guarantee Monday night or whenever Dale rebroadcasts this, they're all watching it, seeing, just they don't care what's happening. They're finding their own number, and they're just following their own number, I'm guilty and everybody else. And so what a great memento you can keep is to get these on Blu-ray and high definition. And
get the box set, get the whole season, give it to your son for Christmas. And what a stocking stuffer right there. I tell you what do you get the kids that have everything? Because kids have everything these days, You ever come to the high school? Oh, it's a double pass, and he's got him. No, just underthrows him. Well, the only one that had a chance to catch that ball was Jerry Bettis, but at least it was interesting. We're talking about box sets and kids being spoiled, and all of a sudden there's this double pass going out here. Boy, dangerously close to a forward pass on that first one, and then it just falls up short.
He didn't even see where he was throwing. He just caught the ball and just hucked it again.
Well, that's what I always complain about when receivers or running backs throw the ball. They've been around football their whole lives, but then they throw it for the first time in a game, and it looks like they haven't ever thrown a football before.
Yeah, they're trying it with their left hand or whatever they're not used to using.
Yeah, you don't want to be politically incorrect and say it looks like they're throwing like a girl.
Left-handed, yeah. I wouldn't want to say that. So, Mark, who are you going to give it to then, these tickets?
Well, why you have a night like Braxton Kunis had. And you talk about what Patrick Massey did, but the guy had to deliver that. Somebody had to deliver the ball to him. I'm going to put my vote there on the quarterback, on Braxton Kunis.
Well, there you got it. Braxton Kunis, number 7, a senior quarterback for Uintah High. Had a great job. Like you said, that was their one goal. The Scots were trying to contain him and were not able to even attempt that tonight, and they paid for it dearly. So Braxton Kunis is going to be our Blue Bell Corn Maze Player of the Day. He's going to get 2 tickets for him and a friend to go and enjoy that. I think they're beginning to haunt the corn maze now that it's the October season. So you can go over there and go through the Bluebell corn maze and pick yourself up a pumpkin and enjoy the little farmyard they got set up. They're going to call that a forward pass.
Yeah, incomplete pass.
Well, we'd like to thank you all for joining us for tonight's game. It's been a cold one out here, but from the warmth of your living room, we'd like to thank you. We got the camera operators down in McKenna, Kylie Moore and Devin Allred. Tyler Rasmussen was on graphics. Audio and instant replay was Gerald Davies. The network engineer was Brett Simmons. This is all directed and produced by Super Dale Allred.
Well,
Brian Baldwin has been down on the sideline, and I'm Brian Nilsson and Mark Mason.
talk about a great homecoming night. You always like to come out on homecoming and put up a win for the big crowd that you know is going to show up. 47-12. The Utes come out victorious. They go for the handshake. It was a fun night of football. And Ben Lomond, they had some good flashes of things happen, and you know they're going to be back next year stronger and better. But for tonight, it was the Utes' night, and they win going away 47-12. Brian, thanks for being here with me tonight. I'm going to say goodnight to all the folks out there. Thanks for tuning in. VTV Channel 6.
VTV Channel 6 and Strata Networks present live high school football coverage in high definition. Made possible by Ashley Regional, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, Pilot Logistics Services, and the Advisor Group.